want to go live to Deputy Director of NASA's Flight Operations Directorate, Dr. Kjell Lindgren. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's talk about the splashdown. With your own eyes, how did it go?
Picture perfect. You know, we started out with an amazing launch 10 days ago, an emotional trip around the backside of the moon, and we have landed perfectly. And a beautiful day with great sea state and beautiful weather. And so excited to see this crew get out of the capsule here soon.
At what point did you breathe a sigh of relief? Was it at splashdown? Was it when the communications were back? Where did you say, okay, we got this?
You know, there are a number of sighs of relief as the crew is coming home. With this mission, with the missions that we have coming home from the International Space Station, you know, there are a number of things that have to go right. And so regaining contact with the crew, watching the drogue chutes come out, the main parachutes come out, and watching the spacecraft land on the water safely. These are all great steps. You know, we're still working. The operations are still underway. We need to get the crew out of the spacecraft into the helicopters and then back onto the Navy's Myrtha before we really fully breathe a sigh of relief. But we've made it through past the hard parts. Yeah,
to your point, the mission isn't accomplished until they are reunited with their families. I think that's when you can breathe that formal sigh of relief. But if you can take a look at what's happening right now, what's happening with the rescue effort, and where do things stand?
Yeah, so you can see the spacecraft floating there. We've got the flotation devices on there. If the spacecraft had pitched over or gone upside down because of the wave state, all of those bags are there to keep the spacecraft upright. And now you can see right after landing, you saw the fast boats approach. Now we've got a crew out there. They're going to be rigging the spacecraft to help put out essentially an inflatable porch so that we can get the crew out of the capsule and get them prepared to be hauled up into the partner helicopters.
What is that physical feeling for them as that happens when they are re-entering onto Earth, breathing our air?
You know, yeah, it is amazing. We've been so used to, when you've been in weightlessness, you've been in that microgravity environment and used to floating, your body has adjusted to being in that environment, and now you're being re-exposed to gravity, and not just one G, but multiple Gs, multiple forces of gravity as the spacecraft and you decelerate to, in this case, decrease the speed from 25,000 miles per hour to 0. And so they experienced about 4 Gs, 4 times their body weight. They're oriented in the capsule in such a way that they feel that against their chest. And so it makes it a little bit difficult to breathe, but we have they have gone through centrifuge training to be adapted to that, and then that only lasts for a brief period of time, and then it's just monitoring and making sure that the drogue chutes and the parachutes are coming out on time, and then when you land, it's a pretty good bump into the water. And on my first trip, I landed on land. My second mission, I landed in water, and so they definitely, I liken it to a log plume ride where you really feel like you dip into the water and then you get buoyed back up. And again, you're monitoring the spacecraft to make sure all of the appropriate things are happening. The main parachutes are being disconnected, the upright flotation system is operating, and all of those just give you confidence that things are working according to plan.
Yeah. Dr. Lindgren, as you're talking, we're actually looking at these live pictures right now, waiting for the hatch to open. I know that medics are going to arrive. Can you talk about the sequence of things? Is it going to happen pretty swiftly, or do they still need to make sure that everything's going to be precise to get them out?
So they're taking their time right now because there are fuels that are used for the spacecraft when it returns to control its attitude, and those fuels can be harmful to breathe. And so right now they're monitoring to make sure that the spacecraft is safe to approach for the divers and personnel to be able to come close. And once that environment has been deemed safe, then they'll start to rig the boat with straps so they can control it, and again to put that inflatable platform out there. So, you know, we would love to get the crew out very quickly, but we're going to be this team is going to be very precise and intentional and take the time they need to make sure that we were able to get the crew out safely. So I think that we've still got some time to get the crew out and ultimately get them back to the ship.
Yeah, I might add weather and ocean conditions are carefully chosen beforehand, and boy, what a picture-perfect day. Can I ask you, where were you watching the splashdown?
So I had the privilege of watching Splashdown from the viewing gallery behind the control room that was taking care of this flight. Mm-hmm. So I was there with family and friends. These are old friends of mine. Two of my classmates are on this mission. Commander Reed Weissman and Mission Specialist Jeremy Hansen, and then Christina and Victor Glover are very close friends as well. And so, such a privilege to be able to be there to support the family, and then to be there to watch this absolutely historic and picture-perfect landing.
They were your classmates, and you were with their family. Did I hear that correctly?
That's correct. So we have a special place for family and the crew's guests to be able to sit and watch the landing and splashdown.
What was that like for them?
Speaking of my own missions and what my family went through, it is it's definitely tense.
Yes.
But there's a lot of trust in the NASA and our international partner workforce that put these missions together. And so, but of course, these missions are not without risk, and we do our very best to mitigate those risks and ensure the safety of the crew and the spacecraft to accomplish the mission. And so, but there's definitely tension as you're there watching, and we're so grateful to have this crew home safely, and so proud of this team that has worked on this mission, on building this spacecraft over decades and the launch system over decades. And then this team, the mission control, the engineering, the health, the safety, all of those teams that have come together to ultimately support this crew and this mission control team to get this crew home safely.
Yeah. And now know the meaning, mission accomplished, and this is what happened here. Dr. Kjell Lindgren, thank you so much.